and perhaps the bullish signal and the bottom for where we're currently at in the crypto market today might be signaling the bounce back up and possibly the V-shaped recovery coming soon. Well, my friends, welcome back to the Crypto Bliss community and channel. Thank you for being here with me once again today. Brilliant, powerful energy. I'm so surprised you have not watched that video. Yes, it's a lot of noise, and yes, it is thumbnail clicking based stuff, but the content in that video is insane. So do not miss out on a single second of the video. Go check it out. I'll leave it pinned in the cards above for you. So let's have a look at where we're currently at on the weekly as per yesterday's video. Right now, we are holding so steadily and sturdily above this upward sloping line, which happens to be in alignment with the 50 EMA, estimated moving average. We are right now holding that position so strong at about 77,000. Let's just say 77,777, because there's it there, $77,570. So the whole point of this right now, my friend, is that we're at a very interesting perspective. If we are to close 2 or 3 candles underneath this, with the body closing underneath this, I don't care about wicks right now, but if we close a body under this over the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're fucked. Bitcoin will go down, okay? And it will probably hit that 69,000 price that I gave you a little while ago. But in saying that, look at what is busy happening here. We have a falling wedge pattern that ironically started to really tank out around this area over here. We had a double top situation that happened here, and now we're at this move today. So for me, my friends, the M2 isn't quite aligned with what I want to share with you. However, if we can see here, we have created a move, but on the daytime, make sure you stay tuned because I'm going to show you something very interesting as to where we're at today. However, let's move on with the content today. So right now, thank you to Anthony Pompliano. His current thoughts on tariffs. Tariff strategy is a smart, given the US position, i.e. being the most dominant, the strongest in this space. We do have to do something different. Ideal would be 5 to 10% blanket tariff on all imports, with removal of tariff on goods US wants to incentivize into the country. Tariffs 30% plus is bad and unsustainable. Only makes sense as a negotiating leverage, but needs to come down in the first few weeks. It will be hard to negotiate 100 plus trade deals simultaneously, so we could see a new trade organization created where everyone agrees to the same rules. I actually like that. I think that's quite smart. China versus the US is the main show. Everything else is an appetizer. Neither country wants to give in, and both coming from a position of strength. Stocks, which ties into the content that I'm going to share with you later on in the video. So make sure to stay tuned because it's very important, right? So stocks will go back up with 1 to 2 and a few positive announcements. Bitcoin is interesting asset if countries start devaluing their currencies as part of the trade wars, which is essentially what Donald Trump said he wants to do with the US stock market. And why is that? The reason he wants to do it is because the more he lowers the value of the currency, it will mean that jobs will be created in US, stimulation will happen in US, more spending will happen in the US. It will create a more even playing field for the whole world's economy, not just the US, even though MAGA is a point of his objective. The ideal situation here is that there is some sort of balance in the trade and the tax on the trade, and that will equal an outcome that is beneficial to all world currencies by allowing more trade power on other currencies so that the dollar can weaken and more trade comes into the US. A very, very smart trading strategy, might I say, Donald Trump. Everything is moving quickly, so things can change. If tariffs end up at 5 to 10%, then it's a big win and the policies will have intended impact. Now, what I want to share with you is the black line is GMI total liquidity index in billions, okay? This is the season And just thanks to Raoul Powell for this chart. But this is the seasonality, okay? And Bitcoin follows this liquidity index. So Bitcoin needs liquidity to grow. Currently, we're in the fall, okay? We have yet to see where we start to go into the spring and the summer. Now have a look at this. In spring and summer, we're on the way up. In fall, we're on the way up. In the winter, we're coming down. Then it starts all over again. We go up from the spring all the way to right through to the winter, come down in the winter, and then back up for the spring, down in the winter, and go back up. So right now, the liquidity index could actually go absolutely berserk and pump right through the ceiling here, where we saw in these two cycles, okay? It might be extended into 2026, which if you were watching my video that I shared with you yesterday, I'll leave it pinned in the cards above, you will see that the potential to go into mid to late 2026 is a very high potential. So at that point, the liquidity will come down and be sucked out of the market once again for the bear market cycle to reset the markets. So the real question here is that bar for rate cuts higher even if facing weaker economy. The US adopts tariffs on 21 billion of US goods in metals dispute. Trump imperative Republicans in House pass a tax cut bill. Now it's quite interesting to see here that absolutely spectacular meltdown that is busy happening. The basis trade is blowing up. I'll tell you what the basis trade is in a moment. Sparking multiple trillion liquidation panic. Bailout. Now, Mr. Jerome Powell is sweating his nuts off right now, considering should they do a bailout Trump's trade war or allow basis trading hedge funds to blow up. Here's why. Over the last, there's one logical answer to what's busy happening. The basis trade is being unwound. So what is that? The basis trade is a strategy hedge funds use to arbitrage the small gaps between prices of cash, treasuries, and futures. This typically involves leverage of up to 100x. That in trading, I caution always, and so do all the other YouTubers, and so do all the traders, they caution against using 100x leverage. But here we have treasuries and futures being traded at on the 3-year swap spreads at 100x leverage. That's fucking ludicrous. What are these oaks doing? That's why, look at why the market is just in absolute turmoil right now. And this is why the hedge funds regulatory assets of 23 and 24 in billions, who is in the basis trade. We have Millennium, Citadel, Balsini, Point 72, Exodus Point, Lighthouse. Look at the hedge fund regulatory leverage. Balsami is the most amount at the moment at 11.6x. So much leverage is being used in the market at the current time. This is very epic. The leverage is being unwound, and here's why. We are where we are at. The VIX is near 60, oil is at 55, equities near recent lows, gold back at near record highs, bond yields are up 4.4% on the 10-year, up from 3.9%. The 30-year was at 5% earlier today, as you can see here, nearly at 5%. The bond move is the most concerning as it keeps pressure on equities as future cash flows are discounted at a much higher rate, or said more naively, erodes the risk premium. Okay, this is so important, my friends. So make sure that you are subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community. And if you are still watching this video, I would like to show my appreciations to you right now, right here. So thank you for being here with me. I have one last thing to share with you. But before I do, please make sure that you are getting yourself into a Bybit link trade down below. I've just bought a game, and I'm going to show you why now. So first of all, have a look at where we're at. I'm going to use my marker here. Look at where we're at here, and look at where we're at here. Okay, let's take this into consideration. Let's draw the lower lows on the lines, okay, that are busy unfolding. And look at where we're at on the MACD, right? At the same position, we're creating higher lows right here, right now, which on the MACD to price action is bullish divergence. Now, normally that you say to me, well, that works with the stochastic, okay? I have been buying these lows. I have committed, I have said it to you, I am buying these lows, right? I don't care. It can come down more. It's okay. But truly, for now, what I want to show you is that considering the lower price action and the stability here right now, okay, I'm going to point something out on the weekly chart. We literally have bottomed out in the immediate with this wick being lower than this wick. Here is the conditions where we have done a sort of equal plane here, but at this peak here, we've created higher highs and essentially lower lows here on the price action, which is still quite bearish considering. But where we're at on the Bollinger Band, where we're at under this, at this level here, where we're at this point, we are finding support on this zone right now. So I am going to draw a box for you right now to show you that I do not believe that we will be coming down below this level. And this level for me now is the bottom of this pullback, that insane pullback that we have seen. So for me, as I said, I've been buying this zone. I bought a little too high there, but I've been buying the zone, and I probably will continue to add more even if we come down. That's what I've been saying, okay? If I go and look at this now on the 4-hourly time frame, you have a look at where we're at, okay? Look at the chart. We are double bottom here, okay? And another bottom that's higher than these two bottoms is coming up here, is forming here. We are literally, my friends, making a bullish divergence move, okay, on the MACD, the stochastic, and we're looking at the support levels that we're bouncing off here. The Bollinger Band tells me we need to break through, which we retested here and failed to break out. We need to break through, and the likelihood is that our next target is probably somewhere up here at the 80 to 82,000 where the Bollinger Band meets. My friends, who's excited? Who is excited? Because if you're subscribed to me on the Crypto Bliss channel and community, I can tell you right now, you would be seeing massive, epic gains coming out of your trading with me over the next couple weeks and months. So make sure to stay tuned. Thank you for being here with me. Make sure you are subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community. Go check these videos out. Lots of important information. Thank you for being here with me. We'll see you on the next one.